Hi, my name is Pete Lewis from Cheshire Classic Benz, and today I'm going to show you a beautiful 1985 Mercedes-Benz 230 CE Coupe that we have for sale. I'm just going to go into the barn now, start it up from cold and drive it out to show you. Right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go around the car on the outside, show you the various bits and pieces. I'm then going to show you the interior of the car, under the bonnet, inside the boot and the underside. This is a lovely car which I'm not going to describe in great detail here because it is on our website with a very detailed description and a lot of photographs as well. The website address is ccbenz.co.uk. That's Charlie Bravo Echo November Zulu.co.uk. Let's start at the front near side corner and I'll show you what I see, although I think I'm going to struggle to pick up any negative points. If I do, I'm going to show you them because whilst we are selling this car, we do want to be very open about it, and we do want you to know what you're buying if you buy it. So starting at the front near side corner, we have the bumper, which is unblemished, as is the rubber. Underneath the front you can see that the underskirt equally is just about perfect, I think. No rust on that seam that you get underneath there. Headlamp indicator both uncracked. Reflector appears to be good in the headlamp. Going round the front wing, we have a little blemish on the rubbing strip there, which has caught something at some time, but nothing that you would think was overly unreasonable on a 35-year-old car. We've then got the wheel arch, which doesn't have a spot of rust or anything on it. The wheel itself, I should say that we actually sold this car to its last owner about 6 years ago. I think at that time we may have had the wheels refurbished. They've certainly not suffered since then, and also at that time we had a set of brand new Michelin Energy Saver tyres on, which have substantially the full tread left because I think he's only done 2,000 or 3,000 miles in it during the time that he's owned it. Going further along the car, we have the bonnet, which I don't think has even a stone chip on it. One or two tiny, oh no, that's come off it with just a bit of dust. The grills in front of the bonnet, perfect, as are the wipers. Bright work on this car is exceptional, not milky and cloudy like you often find on W123s. The roof, I did notice a couple of tiny chips in the paint on the roof, and there's one there as well. At some stage it's had an aftermarket wind deflector fitted, which you can see just about a little mark in the paint where the vinyl trim from that has left a little mark over the years, but you've got to be quite diligent to spot it. Sunroof fits nice and flush, works perfectly. The vinyl trim around the edge of the car, around the edge of the windows, perfect again. You'll have noticed that I dropped the windows as I came out, just to show you the lovely operation of the rear one mainly. But you will also see that the seal along here, which is very expensive to replace, is in very good condition throughout, as are the window scrapers. Just getting back to the paintwork, if I look along the car, I think you can probably see that there are no dents or ripples or anything like that. Chrome on the door mirror is fine, as is the glass. Moving along still, the rear quarter looks very, very nice, as does the trim along the bottom of the doors, and the jacking points and sills looking lovely. I'll come back and have a look under the car shortly. Rear wheel, same comments apply as the front. It does have a slight mark where there has been a balance weight in the past there, so perhaps we didn't have to refurbish these wheels when we had the car last time. Actually, there's a little bit of dust there which has escaped our valeter, but it is only a bit of dust. And tyre as before. Wheel arch appears to be perfect. Mud flaps all round, original Mercedes, dealer fitted probably when it was new. Underneath the bumper at the back, as again I say, I'll come back to the underside of the car. Bumper itself, no blemishes that I can note. There is a little dent in the trim underneath the rear light. We are currently trying to get a replacement part for that, and we haven't been successful as yet, but we will endeavour to get one. Rear light appears to be perfect. There might be just a little hairline crack in there, but it's not, I can't feel it. It might just have a little crack in the lens, but certainly not bad enough to want to replace, I don't think. Normal badging as you would expect. Going along the bumper again, one or two drying marks on the bumper there, but that's all they are. Rear light again on the other side. Actually, there is a tiny mark on that one as well, but probably not worth replacing that one. Just going round the other side, right hand corner of the bumper again, perfect, no marks to the vinyl either. Wheel arch, you can probably see this better than I can, but appears to be absolutely fine. Wheel and tyre as before. Again, a little mark there from where there has been a balance weight previously. The tyres are balanced, the wheels are balanced on the inside now, as we normally do with stick-on weights to save blemishing the outside. Fuel flap, lovely and clean inside. Rear window, again the bright work perfect, and the seal around it appears to be perfect. There doesn't appear to be any corrosion starting. That's a bit of a drying mark again there. Doesn't appear to be any corrosion starting underneath the window, which is very often a thing on the 123s, and which is quite expensive to fix. Back to the driver's side of the car, sunroof as before, roof, don't appear to be any blemishes on this side. Same comments apply as to the rubber seals and the bright work around the windows. Screen pillar, perfect, as is the door mirror and the glass. Wiper arms in the satin black as they should be, with all good condition, and windscreen. I think there is a tiny chip that's been repaired just there, but it is very, very tiny. Back to the actual bodywork itself, coming along the paintwork here on the rear quarter, there's no corrosion on that seam there, and I didn't look at that one on the other side. Let's just have a quick look. Yeah, likewise, that's beautiful and clean. Coming back to the door, we don't appear to have, yeah, there is a tiny little paint chip on the edge of the door. It's actually, I don't even know whether it's a paint chip, it might just be a mark. But coming down to the strip along the sills, and the sills themselves, jacking points, very nice, very clean. And again, on the wheel, same comments apply, wheel and tyre. There's a tiny little mark just on the rim of the wheel there. That's a wheel arch, lovely and clean, as we found before. Headlamp and indicator, no defects that I can see. Reflector looks good. Bumper again, chrome and rubbing strip, perfect. Front grille appears to be perfect. A couple of period badges on there, which are very nice. Three-pointed star, erect and proud. Right, so that's the outside, I think. Let's have a look at the inside of the car. We've got a lovely, I think it's quartz, the colour of the cloth, which is absolutely unmarked. The armrest, perfect. I do remember last time we sold this car to its previous owner, there were two little cracks in the piping here, and we had that piping replaced with the original equipment specification. So the armrest is perfect now, as is the driver's seat. There's not even the slightest sign of wear to the usual place on the driver's seat bolster. Carpets, perfect. Just one or two tiny little marks there, and a little scuff which will probably come off with some fabric cleaner. Glove compartment, lovely and clean. Cup holders there, and no cracks or blemishes to the dashboard. There we go. Mileage currently showing 106,621. I'm just going to switch the radio on to you can hear that's oh, Cliff Richard, and the electric aerial working as it should be. Sorry Cliff, but I'm going to switch you off now. The wood appears to be totally unblemished. Ashtray, I don't think it's ever been used, and somebody has made the nice little addition of a mini DIN plug connector attached to the cigarette lighter, so if you want to charge a phone or anything like that, that's connected there. So into the, oh yeah, the passenger seat, I don't think I showed you, but equally as good as the driver's. Into the carpets, underneath the carpets, let's have a look there. The underneath area of the carpets, floor pan, just as it came out of the factory. Let's just have a look in the back. Centre armrest, of course. Centre ashtray, never been used. Rear headrests, centre armrest, which, as you may know, folds up in a rather unusual way, which you would never find if you didn't know. You've got a centre cushion in there, which can be used as an oddments tray, or you've got a centre cushion that just sits in the gap. Get it back in. Seat itself and the door cards, etc., or the side panels, unmarked. Rear window switches there. Headlining looks utterly perfect. Let's just run the sunroof back. The sunroof works just as it should. And I'm just going to have a quick look under the rear carpet now. Lovely, clean factory finish. Nets on the back of both seats, completely taut, not saggy like you often find. Okay, let's go around the other side. You've seen the driver's seat from the other side, but I'll just give you another quick view because it's quite important. All the normal controls, and again under the driver's carpet, beautiful and clean. I think that's centre area. Let's just fold the armrest out of the way. See the centre tray, lovely, and again the centre console. So let's move to the boot. I will show you inside there. I didn't really show you much about the boot lid because there wasn't much to say. There's no paint defects that I can see on the boot lid. The star and the badge all as they should be. I should say there are a set of overmats to go with the car. I've removed them so that you can see the interior carpets. We've got the interior of the boot, very, very clean. You've got that little valve there. One of the owners in the past has fitted a set of adjustable shock absorbers on the rear, and that is a little valve to change them with. I've never touched it. I don't know how to do it, but the car rides exactly as a normal W123 should. You've got your toolkit with all its contents. You've got your boot carpet, which lifts to reveal. So just take it out temporarily. The cover for the spare wheel. You can see all the area inside the boot. Again, is as clean as a whistle. Nothing to comment on there. And we have the original spare wheel, even with the little label that tells you about the size of the bolts to fit and things like that. That looks like it might well be the original spare wheel. It's got pretty much a spare tyre rather, which has got a pretty much full tread on it. On the wheel itself, a few little marks on it, but substantially in as new condition. Jack there, as it should be. The warning triangle. Oh yeah, there we have the label for the self-leveling shock absorbers, or the ride leveling shock absorbers rather. It may be that it's had a tow bar on in the past, I don't know, but there are leveling shock absorbers fitted. Okay, I'm going to put the I'll just show you underneath the shelf, because sometimes that's in a really poor condition. That's the air reservoir for the pneumatic self-locking, etc. there. Remains of the factory label with the specification on it, but no corrosion, deterioration or anything like that. Right, I'm going to put this carpet back in. I think we've finished in the boot now, so let's close that. And I'm going to go around and open the bonnet, so I'll show you under the front. Bit difficult to do this with one hand, but here we go. Right. So we've got the underbonnet mat, which will have been replaced. It's in too good condition not to be original, but that's in good condition throughout. Engine bay, not polished to concours standard, but could easily be done. It's just nicely workmanlike, clean and tidy. We've got all the bits and pieces that you would normally expect to see. No corrosion on the inner wings, no corrosion down the hinge pockets. You've got your brake servo, your brake fluid, your exhaust manifold, obviously surface rust because the heat has has taken the paint off. The oil nice and clean, but if the schedule warrants it, we will do a service before the car goes out. Coolant up to level. Fairly new battery on there, which is nice to see. And again on this side, no corrosion to the inner wing areas or in the hinge pockets. Nice paint on the air cleaner cover. That's probably about all I can say under the bonnet, so let's close that and carry on. I'm going to now show you the underside of the car, so excuse me puffing and panting as I'm grovelling down on the floor. If you can have a look under there, you can see that the chassis leg there, perfect, the front jacking point on this side, and then if we go down, in fact I'm just going to remove the little handle that I'm using on the camera, and then I can get it closer to the ground to show you the underside. So you can see the exhaust all nice, the underside of the car generally very good, and if I go towards the rear, you can see well, again, you can see, I can't see very well, but you can see the rear suspension arms, very nice. Just going to go round the back, and then we've got the rear skirt, which is great. Spare wheel well. Oh, actually, yeah, that looks like maybe it has had a tow bar on at some stage, which explains the levelling shocks, but that's been removed. Rear of the exhaust looks pretty new. It may be that we fitted that before it went to its last owner. And let's have a look underneath the side wells in the boot, which is very often an area for rust. That's very clean. And the other side, again, lovely and clean, just a bit of road dirt, as you would expect to see. Fuel pumps, as you would expect, it's got to have a fuel pump, hasn't it? Same on the other side, we've got the jacking points, rear one, sills generally, and the front jacking point. Go underneath again, you've got the front chassis leg, drain holes, and then we've got the rear suspension arms and the rear suspension. Okay, I think we'll just have a quick look under the front, and then that's enough grovelling about on the floor. So there you've got the sump completely dry, front suspension arm, it's a little bit of surface rust, but such a heavy component that you wouldn't be thinking of that as a problem. And similarly on the other side. Right, so I'm gonna put my little handle back on and just do a final walk around the car. As I said at the beginning, there wasn't that much to show you in terms of defects to the car, which is what we like, of course. I mean, the car is 35, 36 years old now, and I don't think there's many cars of any mileage that have managed to stay in this condition. I don't doubt that it's had some remedial paint work in its time,
because there aren't any of these that haven't, except for ones that are in ruinously horrible condition. But generally speaking, the overall presentation. Oh, one thing I didn't mention was there is a slight bit of scuffing on the glass there, which is very often the case with a 123 from where the glass has gone down. We'll assume it's the same on the other side. The glass is down at the moment. But as far as presentation goes, we think this car is probably one of the best 123s, coupe, saloon or estate that might be still in existence. And yeah, it drives just as good as it looks. Service history is lovely. Have a look on our website, ccbenz.co.uk, for a full description and more photographs, or rather a lot of photographs, and give us a call if you think you might want to buy it. In the meantime, thanks for watching the video, and enjoy your day.